Hi there, it's Mrs. Hoppy. In this video of getting to know the CAASPP Think Aloud examples, I'm going to talk through meeting the browser. When we see a new website, maybe it's just me, but when I see something I'm not familiar with, it sometimes feels overwhelming. So we're going to take a look at the secure browser. I want to note these screens that I'm using are from the publicly accessible training test. You can't take videos and photos of actual secure browser screens, but the training test, anyone can get to. So I want us to look at, I'm going to close that. I want us to look at this whole screen. And the first thing I would do is just take a visual tour, look all the way around it, look at all the things. Notice we've got some things up here. I've got a button and some arrows here. I have numbers. This looks like another menu. And here. And what we want to do, honestly, is click around a little bit. So let me go to the live page. When I go to questions, I can see all 8 questions, and the diamond or the triangle means I haven't answered any of them, which is true. I haven't answered any of them. Let's see what happens when I choose an answer. I'm going to choose A for all of them because I haven't read the text. But when I choose an answer and then go to the next question, look, it gives me a check mark. And I can come back here and there's no more triangle. All right, so I can see which ones are done. The next thing I want to look at is this back and next and save and pause. Okay. If a student needs to use the restroom, you want to go, oh, there's a pause button here. But it says, are you sure? Ask your test administrator, that equals teacher or the person in charge of the test, before pausing. Okay. If they want to pause, then they can. But that's going to show on your CAASPP screen where you made the session ID. So these buttons are just for moving to the next page. Now look what happens when I try to go to the next. Oh, hey, I thought it was going to try to take me to the next page, but it just took me to the next question. That's cool. Okay, I can also do this to click, right? Now I want to look at these buttons up here. Because this is text, this has a fair amount of text. Sometimes when you show students, Line Reader will highlight the line, and then you can just click your way through. That helps you keep track of things. Okay, so there's that. There's also the option of these arrows. So I can click there. Oh, that expands the text. All right. Now I'm looking, what's in this menu? It says highlight selection. So if my students during the school year, I use highlighting strategies when reading text, I would show them, hey, if this is one of the sentences that has an impact on the question, or maybe you've read through the questions before and you know that's a clue you're looking for, when you click and drag over it, then it will let you highlight, and it'll even let you choose a color. So if you want to highlight things in different colors. If I'm looking and I know that I've read these questions beforehand and I'm looking for the word astonished, when I come through here, I could highlight astonished. They also give the context sentence, but you get the idea. So there's that highlighter tool. Now let's look, where's another menu? We talked about these. We talked about moving through the numbers. We did the line reader. Of course, you've got your zoom in and zoom out, which students will probably play with the first couple times you show them and see how big it can go. It's pretty big. And then zoom back out. We don't want to play with that obviously during actual testing times, but if something is too small and you're having trouble reading, zoom it in one. Okay, the final menu to look at, and I feel like I've taken a pretty good tour of what's here, is this menu here. I could mark for review. I have a notepad. I can also highlight here maybe and strike through. This strike through is one that I would definitely show your students and read through the question and go, I'm reading this question. I know it's not this one. It could be. Okay, it's definitely not that. So I'm going to strike it out. There we go. So do you see how when I drag it, it crosses out, but when I click on it, that's when it'll strike it out. And then I can click back here to choose my answer. All right, so that's one to practice with your students too, and maybe give them some examples of when they would use it. But what I want to do in this video is just kind of model how you could talk through, so if I want to go through different questions, I could look here to get back. I could also click the question here. I could pause, but I only do that if I've talked to the teacher and raised my hand already. I can use the line reader. So I just want you to talk through this screen and what's available there. I hope that helps you get started. Thanks.